Attention passionate Seattle, SEAHAWKS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle, SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news. Alright, Seahawks fans, I hope you're as fired up as I am because today we have some serious news that could affect the entire NFC West, and more specifically, the Seahawks' quest for another deep playoff run. As you all know, the Seahawks are entering Week 3 of the NFL season, and there's a lot of excitement around the team, especially with how some players have been performing so far. But now, there's a bit of uncertainty, and it centers around one of their most promising offensive weapons, Jaxon Smith-Njigba. So, what's the big deal? Well, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the Seahawks have added Jaxon Smith-Njigba to their injury report, and he's listed as questionable for Sunday's game against the New Orleans Saints. Now, why does that matter? Because Smith-Njigba has quickly become a focal point of the Seahawks' offense this season. After all the offseason roster changes, the team was counting on him to be a primary target, and he's been delivering. He's already posted over 100 yards in the first 2 games of the season, which is no small feat. In fact, if he manages to play against the Saints, he could make history, becoming the first player in franchise history to record 100 or more receiving yards in the first 3 games of a season. That's a huge milestone, especially considering the expectations around him coming into the season. With DK Metcalf traded away to the Pittsburgh Steelers and Tyler Lockett released, the Seahawks receiving core was suddenly looking a lot different. Last season, these 2 veterans provided much of the offensive firepower, but now the torch has been passed to players like Smith-Njigba. And so far, he's been showing he's more than ready to take on that responsibility. His route running, his ability to find open space, and his hands have impressed everyone from fans to analysts. The Seahawks believed in his potential, and so far, he's proving that he can be the guy in key moments. But now, here's the catch. The fact that he's listed as questionable means there's a real possibility he might sit out this game. And for Seahawks fans, that's a concerning thought. Because if Smith-Njigba isn't able to go, the team will need others to step up. Players like Cooper Kupp, who was brought in during the offseason, might have to carry more of the load. It's a tough situation, especially considering the absence of Lockett, who was released earlier this year. That leaves Seattle a little short-handed in the receiving department, and it puts more pressure on the remaining players to produce. Now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The Seahawks have been building something special this season. The defense has shown growth, the running game remains solid, and Geno Smith is doing his part to keep the offense moving. But the real X factor has been the emergence of Smith-Njigba as a reliable target. His ability to create separation and make contested catches has added a new dimension to Seattle's attack. If he plays, the Seahawks will be able to stretch the field even more, opening up opportunities for the running game and other receivers. And let's not forget, the Seahawks are in a division where every game counts. The NFC West has always been competitive, and every win or loss can have playoff implications. The Saints game is crucial, and having Smith-Njigba available could be the difference between a victory and a tough loss. The Saints are known for their tough defense and strategic play calling, so having a healthy Smith-Njigba could give Geno Smith that extra edge. His chemistry with the quarterback has been developing nicely, and that connection could be vital in high-pressure situations. But what if he can't go? Well, then the Seahawks will have to rely on their depth and the resilience they've shown so far. Kupp, for example, has been looking sharp in practice, and he has the experience to step into a bigger role. Plus, players like DJ Dallas and other emerging talents could be called upon to fill the gaps. Still, it's clear that losing Smith-Njigba would be a setback, especially considering how promising his season has been so far. Fans are eager to see him break into the end zone. He's yet to score a touchdown this season, which is surprising given his talent and target share. There's also the element of timing. The NFL season is long, and there's plenty of time for Smith-Njigba to get healthy and make a splash. But every game counts, especially in a division as competitive as the NFC West. The Rams, with players like Cooper Kupp, are always lurking, ready to pounce if Seattle falters. And the 49ers, of course, remain a dominant force in the conference. So for the Seahawks, every game is a must-win, and having all hands on deck, especially someone as promising as Smith-Njigba, is crucial. Looking ahead, the Seahawks are a team that has shown resilience and adaptability. They've faced adversity before, and they've always managed to find ways to win. The coaching staff, led by Pete Carroll, has a knack for getting the best out of their players, even in challenging circumstances. But this week, the focus is on health and availability. Will Smith-Njigba be able to fight through whatever illness he's battling? That's the big question. If he does, expect him to be a key factor in the game plan, especially given how effective he's been in the early part of the season. And remember, this isn't just about winning a single game. It's about setting the tone for the rest of the season. If Smith-Njigba can get back on the field, even if not at full strength, it could energize the offense and give the Seahawks the edge they need to keep pace with division rivals. The potential for him to go over 100 yards for the third straight game would be a historic feat for the franchise, and that kind of momentum can be contagious. Hey, it's a long season, and there's plenty of football left to play, but every moment counts, especially when stars are in question. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about the importance of patience and perspective. The NFL season is a marathon, not a sprint. Injuries, illnesses, and setbacks are part of the game, and how a team responds to those challenges often defines their success. The Seahawks have shown that they're a resilient bunch, and they trust their depth and their young talent like Smith-Njigba. If he's unable to go this week, it's a chance for other players to step up and show what they're made of. But if he does play, the Seahawks could unleash a potent attack that keeps opponents on their toes and fans excited for what's to come. And let's be honest, Seahawks fans, we've seen this team grow so much over the past few seasons. The defense has become more disciplined, the offensive line has shown improvement, and Geno Smith continues to prove that he's a capable leader under center. The addition of young talent like Smith-Njigba was supposed to be the next step in this evolution, and now, it's all about his health and availability. If he's on the field, the Seahawks' offense can be dynamic and explosive, capable of putting up points and making big plays when it counts. So, as we wait for official updates, keep your fingers crossed that Smith-Njigba can shake this illness off and get back out there. Because with him healthy, the Seahawks' offense looks even more dangerous, and their chances of winning this crucial game against the Saints increase significantly. And let's not forget, this game could also be a statement, showing the league that the Seahawks are still a force to be reckoned with, even after all the roster changes and challenges they've faced so far this season. As always, Seahawks fans, your support makes all the difference. Whether Smith-Njigba plays or not, the passion and energy you bring to the fanbase are what make this team special. It's a long season ahead, full of ups and downs, but I know that together, we can handle whatever comes our way. So stay tuned, keep the faith, and let's hope for the best. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news.